It's an honor and a privilege for us in Lagos to have this zonal conference take place in Lagos. And one of the first things that you can quickly feel is security. You feel secured sitting here in Lagos because taxpayers' money has made it happen. So we welcome you here. The topic for discussion today is very key and fundamental in the tax space because the presumptive tax, yes, it can be divided into the informal sector and the formal sector. Yes, for the formal sector, it's basically based on the fact that through the World Bank report, you have 70% of the working adults in Nigeria falling under that. This has upped from like 10% from 2019 when we had just 60% of the working adults falling in the informal sector. Yes, this is not totally a bad thing, but the reality is that in Nigeria, the informal sector has what I call shades of grey. In other clients, it's easy to define and to delineate those that fall under the informal sector as against those that fall under the informal. But we have a lot of people that are actually structured, working in the informal sector because it acts like a form of covering and an illusion for them not to declare their taxes as should be. And there comes the second part of this conversation, ICT. What does ICT do? According to Daniel Moran, he says you can have data without information, but you cannot have information without data. So, information without data, that is the time loop. Information is basically based on ICT, and that is through profiling. You get to profile, you are able to link the linkages, you are able to link a lot of information and make a comprehensive and clear and accurate data of a person. It's important in this conversation to look at enlightenment, enumeration, and stakeholders engagement, especially when you look at the informal sector, because that language is totally different. And when you look at ICT, the ICT that you would need to deploy when it comes to the formal will totally be different from that which you will deploy when it has to do with the informal. This topic is particularly important to me because my area of expertise is in the informal sector, and it's one thing to do a research on it, it's another thing to be on ground and to see the reality. So a lot of things here, it's a mix of those that are in the private sector and in the public space as tax administrators. So rubbing minds here, I'm confident that we will get the best out of this discussion and it will help us drive revenue going forward. So I want you to be expectant. I want everyone to chip in their bit. I want us to speak as much as possible because cost of collection is very, very important when you look at taxation. And that is what ICT would bring into this space. One, it would lift the veil. It would help people that do not declare their incomes accurately to be profiled and to have what you can call a structured and a benchmark assessment for them. It would also help those in the informal sector because it's only in Nigeria that you have an informal sector that is giving a presumptive tax that is not really based on their income. But that is what we have to utilize for now. So bringing a level of data for purpose of collection, cost of collection is very key. And then ease of doing business according to international good practice is also very important when you look at tax collection. And then nailing out silos in ministries, development, directorates and agencies, and having them work with partners like the banks, immigration, and having a robust and accurate database would also be very impactful on revenue and can only be made possible by deployment of ICT. So I welcome everyone here. It's a pleasure to be here, and I bring greetings once again from the Executive Chairman, Mr. Yodili Subar, and the entire management of Lagos State and Lagos State Internal Revenue Service. For our guests who are here for the first time in Lagos, I say that please enjoy yourself, have the best feel of Lagos and the very best. Thank you very much. Chairman of the Lagos State Internal Revenue Service, I declare this event open and ready to be vibrant and to discuss issues. Thank you very much.